In Vietnam, you can walk into a pharmacy, describe your symptoms for less than a minute, and walk out with medicine. No doctor, no prescription, no questions. For most people here, that's completely normal. It's fast, it's cheap, and most of the time, it works. But hidden inside that system is something most people don't think about. And it's quietly creating a much bigger problem. Vietnam now has one of the highest antibiotic resistance rates in Asia, and it doesn't start in hospitals. It starts right here. I'm John, a Vietnamese American living here full-time, and the first time this happened to me, I didn't think much of it. I had this cough that just wouldn't go away. Nothing serious, just annoying enough that it kept dragging on. I tried the usual stuff, cough syrup, lozenges, whatever I could find. Didn't work, and honestly, I didn't really know where to go. Hospitals felt intimidating. Language barrier. Didn't know which ones were good, so I kept putting it off, until a friend told me, just go to a pharmacy. So I did. I walked in, described my symptoms, and the pharmacist just started pulling things off the shelf, cutting strips, putting everything into a small bag, then wrote on it. Morning, afternoon, night. That was it. No questions about medical history. No allergies. Nothing. When I got home and looked it up, one of the pills was an antibiotic, but not a full course. Like 2 days. And if you know anything about antibiotics, that's kind of the worst way to take them. You kill the weak bacteria. The strong ones stay. And those are the ones that come back harder. I remember thinking, okay, this feels wrong. But here's the part I have to be honest about. It worked. My cough went away. And that moment right there, where something feels wrong, but works anyway. That's the entire reason this system exists. Now, if you're looking at this from the outside, it's easy to think, okay, this is just bad regulation. Like Vietnam just hasn't caught up yet. No prescriptions, loose rules, pharmacies doing whatever they want. That sounds reasonable. But it's not actually what's happening. Because the rules exist. You're technically not supposed to be able to buy antibiotics like this. Pharmacies know it. The government knows it. And yet, it still happens. A lot. So the real question isn't, why doesn't Vietnam have rules? It's, why does this keep happening even with the rules in place? And this is where you have to shift how you think about pharmacies here. Because if you're coming from the US or Europe, you're thinking pharmacy is the last step. You see a doctor, get a prescription, then pick it up. Here in Vietnam, the pharmacy is the first step for a lot of people. Sometimes the only step. You don't go to a doctor first. You go straight to the person behind the counter. Describe what you're feeling, and they make the call. And here's the uncomfortable part. For a lot of everyday illnesses, they're not bad at it. Coughs, colds, stomach issues. They've seen the same patterns over and over again. Same neighborhood, same symptoms, same seasonal illnesses. So most of the time, you get something that works. And that's exactly why this system never went away. The problem is, this system works best when it's simple, when the illness is obvious, when the pattern is familiar. But not everything is. Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough. Sometimes a stomach issue isn't just something you ate. And when that happens, the pharmacy still treats the symptom. You feel a little better, but the real problem keeps going. And the antibiotic part makes it worse. Because antibiotics aren't like normal medicine. You can't just take a little and stop. When you don't finish a full course, you're not solving the problem. You're training it. The bacteria that survive are the ones that learn how to resist it. And over time, those are the ones that spread. So why do people still use pharmacies like this? Simple answer. Because it makes sense. If you go to a public hospital, you might spend hours there, registering, waiting, getting checked. Even if it's affordable, it costs you time. And time is money. If you run a food stall, work hourly, or depend on daily income, You don't have half a day to sit in a hospital. Private hospitals are faster, but more expensive. Now, compare that to a pharmacy. You walk in, 10 minutes, you get medicine, you go back to work. For most everyday illnesses, that's good enough. So from a normal person's perspective, this isn't reckless, it's practical. So let's be clear about what's happening here. If you're a worker trying to get back to work fast, this system is a lifesaver. It's cheap, it's fast, it's accessible. Without it, a lot of people just wouldn't get treated at all. But the cost doesn't show up right away. It builds over time. Vietnam's antibiotic resistance rates are already among the highest in the region. That means infections that used to be easy to treat are getting harder. Some require stronger drugs, more expensive treatment, longer recovery, and the people most affected by that are the same people who relied on the system in the first place. So the system gives you access today, but quietly makes things harder tomorrow. And that's the trade-off. To be fair, this isn't standing still. Over the past few years, there's been more awareness around antibiotic misuse, more pressure on pharmacies, some real effort to tighten things up, and you can feel it. There are newer pharmacies now, more structured, more cautious, and some of them will actually refuse to give you antibiotics without a prescription. Same symptoms, same question, completely different response. But at the same time, that older habit is still there. In many places, antibiotics still get included almost automatically, because for years, that's what worked. So here's the part I want you to take away from this. This isn't happening because people don't know better. And it's not because the system is completely broken. It's happening because, for millions of people, this is the best option they have right now. If you're sick and you need to get back to work tomorrow, this system makes perfect sense. That's why it continues. The problem is, the cost doesn't hit immediately. It shows up later. And by the time it does, it's not one person's problem anymore. It's everyone's. And until there's a better alternative, something just as fast, just as cheap, just as accessible, this isn't going to change. Because knowing something is risky and having a better option are two completely different things. And the next one is even more uncomfortable. Because there's a part of Vietnam that most people know about, but don't really understand. Dog meat. It's disappearing. Shops are closing. Younger people are walking away from it. And yet, it still hasn't gone away. So the real question is, if the culture is changing, why does it still exist? If you don't want to miss that, subscribe.